Hi, and welcome to Life, Love, and Leadership. I'm Tom Ray from Real Leadership Company, and joining with me is Bert Copple. Say hello, Bert.
Hey, everybody. Great to see you today. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. And Bert, we have a special guest. Why don't you introduce him to us today?
Absolutely, man. I'm so excited that we're joined today by Mike Miodus. He is the founder and owner of Odis 12 in Erie, Pennsylvania. If let me tell you, if you're ever driving through Pennsylvania on I-90 and you want to stop for some amazing food, hands down the best chicken wings and flavors in the country. You need to go to Odis 12 in Erie, Pennsylvania. But Mike's joining us today, born and raised in Erie, PA, and he's going to kind of be talking a little bit today just about the amazing things he's doing and what he's doing to persevere through these tough times. But Tom, we always start these off with an attitude of gratitude where we talk about something that we're thankful for. So why don't you kick that off for us, Tom?
Sure. I'm thankful for the health of my wife. She was very sick yesterday, and so she seems to be doing very well today. So I'm very thankful for that.
That's awesome. And I'm thankful today just for all the people who are working in the banks and the Small Business Administration for the way that they are trying to process, $350 billion worth of loans to keep small businesses afloat. They're working so hard and tirelessly so that we can continue doing that. So I'm really thankful to them and my personal banker who's helped us through that process as well. Mike, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my workers here, still coming here and putting their life on the line for all this stuff going on, and this everyone in the Erie community, supporting me and stuff like that.
That's awesome, man. Mike, I've known you since high school, and obviously you were the quarterback of the football team, and we ran in different friends groups of friends, man. But I always admired you from afar. And when you first announced you were opening up a bar or a restaurant back in 2004 called Odis 12, I was like, man, this is going to be interesting to see what Mike does with this. And walk us through a little bit what the dream was for you. But obviously, the dream didn't start in 2004. You didn't just wake up one morning and say, hey, I'm going to open a bar. Or did you?
Nah. I was always the party type. Loved to be around a crowd. Loved seeing people have a good time. I actually worked at Maples, which is the place I purchased and turned it into Odis 12. I used to work there and cook there a little bit in the kitchen, and actually one of my best friends called me and told me it was for sale. And I was working at Percy's house at the time. I was working with young kids. I just graduated college, so I was in a criminal justice field. I was working with sex offender kids, kids that lived a rough life, that stuff you really don't see when you're growing up and realize people actually live the way they do. And it was sad, but my buddy called me and said it was for sale, and it was a good price, and he wanted to be partners with me. And we talked for a while, and he is actually in a spot where I really didn't want to have a partner, even though he brought the idea to me. But I went on and I did my homework, and this is like '03, beginning of '03, and went and looked at the place, and it was a small place, and it was beat down and needed some work, but the price is right, and the people just wanted out. So, I thought I was going to own this place, get rich, and, make $200 a night bartending and still getting paid and hanging out with my friends, and this is all going to be a good time, right? It started off rough. It really did. I ended up, luckily my father taught me how to, I got it when I was 26 years old. Sorry if I jump back and forth.
That's okay. You're good. You're good.
My father taught me how to, pay my bills. If you owed somebody money, if you owe the bank money, credit cards, he goes, you pay them on time. He goes, and that's the one thing I think I learned more than anything I ever learned in school was, how to, pay your debt. And I had real good debt. I needed a co-signer. So obviously my dad co-signed for me. We got a loan, and I started selling microwave sandwiches behind the bar. I tell everybody I had 60-second ticket times, and it was a struggle. So, and all your friends are there hanging out, and I'm bartending. I finally got the kitchen open, and then I ended up getting an apartment across the street, and I finally hired my first bartender, and she would actually, I got the kitchen going. They'd actually call. I'd finally go get breaks since I hired somebody, and they would call me when I got a food order. So I'd be across the street taking a nap, or come over, cook a burger real quick, and then go back. And it was a struggle for a while because I
Yeah.
was young, and I wasn't. I was partying, drinking, at night every time, close time, and just having a good time and rolling with it. And then your friends start having kids and disappearing, and then you're like, uh-oh, what am I going to do? And I mean, there was times I cried in the basement. I mean, literally, like, I bounced a couple checks. I think this was '06. It's a couple years after I opened up, '06, '07. Then I came down with in 2008, I had a mouth issue. I had an abscess that turned in. I just spent a week in a hospital, put me out of work for a month. And I was really in financial struggles, really. And my friends leaving, I kind of like, it's time to wake up. It's time to, get mature. You said you wouldn't fail. People told you would fail, and you said you wouldn't. And I was at that ledge where I'm very close to failing. And, I got my head together. I joined my first wing cook-off, and from there out, it's been upward ever since.
Let's go back and talk about this for a minute, because you shared a lot there, and I appreciate you sharing and being vulnerable. That's awesome. But so you decided you're going to buy Maples, which was the bar you were working at. So you obviously you knew how to cook food, you knew how to tend bar, but did you really know the ins and outs of running a restaurant or a business before you jumped and took that leap to do it?
I thought I knew how to tend bar. I thought I knew how to cook. Put it all together it was a mess, and I learned a lot from my mistakes, and it's been a crazy ride so far.
Yeah, we always say it's important. John Maxwell has a saying that says you jump and build your wings on the way down, right? And that was definitely your jumping moment. You said, I'm going to jump and do this thing, even though I don't fully know what I'm doing. At 26, we all know what we're doing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Obviously,
yeah.
you didn't know what you were doing, but you figured it out. And so you have this I don't know if, I mean, some people, it was a bar definitely in a part of Erie at the time that it was not a rough part of town, but it's a heavy blue collar section of town. People are coming and getting a drink. At what point then you said that, you had to make a decision? Am I going to do this as a career? Because like you said, it started off, it was a social thing, having some drinks with friends. I love it. Microwave sandwiches. I mean, everything that you wouldn't do to start a bar or restaurant, you're doing, and you're making it happen because you had the community support. At what point then did you take the next jump to going from, a dive bar on 26th Street to a thriving, amazing business now where you're at now? Walk us through that.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump back a year before I got
Sure.
I made it. We started getting so known for our wings and everything, and then people then Facebook started up, and you finally get the comments like, "Hey, I'd go there. There's no parking, rough neighborhood, and things like that." And I shrugged it off. I was like, "Yeah, whatever," And sorry, forgive me.
That's okay.
But yeah, and the year before, and then I went. I made the decision to go non-smoking because that's when the law was passed and everything. You can either smoke or not smoke. If you sell this much food, you can smoke or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I went non-smoking, and everybody told me I was gonna, you're gonna lose business. People aren't gonna come. And I made the decision to go non-smoking, and my sales actually went up 30%.
Wow.
And because there's families coming in now, and obviously when they're smoking, there's no kids allowed to go, and stuff like that. So, then I started getting more confident, and hey, we're doing great. I think I can get a following. I have a good following on Facebook, social media, and I started looking because the building I was in was just falling apart. The toilet seats breaking, falling, the whole toilet's tipping over. But we were actually just talking about memories today on Facebook. I posted a picture of the old front of it, and and my landlord wasn't the greatest landlord. Ceiling will cave in. I was paying electric and heat for the apartments upstairs also, and I was like, you know what, I gotta make a move here. And I started looking, and I looked for a few years. I've looked, and it took me a while to find this place. And this place was so big and so much money, it just scared me away. I was like, there's no way. There's no possible way I can do this. I'm putting my life on the line once again. And finally they talked me into it, and I took that leap of faith, and it ended up turning out very good.
Was it easier for you, this, like you said, that leap of faith? Like the first leap of faith is back when you were 26, right? You took a leap, you didn't know what you were doing, you built your wings on the way down. Is it easier the second time to take the leap of faith than it was the first time?
Man, we came in this, like I said, we got in this place, we go, oh my God, we got all this space, we got all this room, and this kitchen's huge, and look at this, we're like walking around like we, lived in a shack our life, and we're walking into man and awe, and I came in with 20 employees. I had 8 employees on 26th Street. I think I came in, I did interviews up there, and we started with 20 employees. Well, we got hit. I mean, I didn't expect to get hit with business the way we did, and it was a complete disaster when we first opened. I actually thought I was never going to see my family again because we couldn't keep up. I thought I had all this, these fryers from up on 26th Street. I had extra fryers down here.
Right.
And we were extremely short-handed and with equipment. We didn't have the fryer power, nothing to deal with it. And it was a rough first year. I mean, we had people tell us we'll never come back. And I was like, oh my God. And we had to learn again. And we did learn. I bought more fryers, gradually. And now I'm up to 65 employees.
That's awesome, man. How many fryers do you have now in your kitchen? What does it take to keep?
Well, now I have 2 kitchens.
Okay.
First, like I said, we moved here and thought we had all this space, and people wanted to do parties and big parties. I'm like, well, you know what? I talked to my landlord, and he actually gave me more space, and we put a banquet room in, and actually added another kitchen because we couldn't keep up with the other kitchen in the first place, and so we added that and started doing parties, and now we have 2 kitchens. So I think we're working with about 10 fryers we have right now.
How many chicken wings do you serve? I mean, do you have any idea, like on a year or a monthly basis, and do you have any numbers like that? I mean,
we went through 18 cases just yesterday.
One day.
Yeah.
And those are what, about how many pounds is a case?
720 pounds, 40 pounds a case. What's that? 720, right? Am I getting my math right?
720 pounds of chicken wings in one day.
So about 200 to 220 chicken wings. We get throwouts, bad ones. We always say about 200 chicken wings per case. So
okay,
about 3,600 chicken wings yesterday.
So talk us through. So obviously, Odis 12 on 26th Street was about the socialization, the drinking, and your microwave sandwiches. And then all of a sudden, like you said, you made the decision to start doing chicken wings. What was the dream? Because obviously every restaurant's got to have its niche, right? Every restaurant's got to be known for something, to do something different than everybody else. What was it about chicken wings that drew you to chicken wings? And what did you then decide to say, okay, we're going to do chicken wings. How do we do it different than everybody else? Walk us through that. I'm going to show some pictures from your website while you're talking.
The plan the whole time actually was to do chicken wings, and obviously the party and have a club, but we went more the chicken wing restaurant route after we got older. But the plan the whole time was to do chicken wings. I always been a chicken wing fan. I grew up at going to Lefty's every Tuesday. Went to Lefty's and ate chicken wings. Ever since I was 12 years old, I was going to Lefty's. I remember going to the Cab. My uncle used to play guitar out there, and we went out there almost every other Wednesday just to get chicken wings. And the plan was always to have the chicken wings, because they said the chicken wings the lost leader. It brings the people in. Up on 26th Street, it brings people in to drink in and stuff. But now, obviously, you go down to 12th Street, and we have a bunch of families eating. So it's not so much drinking alcohol and so now you're selling soda with wings instead of alcohol with wings up on 26th Street.
Right.
But the plan the whh time was to try to get a chicken wing thing going. There was a restaurant down the street, Eli's restaurant. A lady named Mickey used to run it. God rest her soul. She's not with us anymore. But I always admired her chicken wings, and I just went from there. Like I said, we joined the first chicken wing cook-off, and
You guys have been winning ever since, right? So, but you guys, you kind of went to the extreme. I mean, most places they'll do chicken wings and they'll offer like, 5 standard flavors. Or you go to a Buffalo Wild Wings and they have like, maybe 20 flavors. So, just for everybody who's watching, man, walk us through your flavors and what you guys are doing with chicken wings, because it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I walked you through the first time. I remember they asked me a week before to join the wing cook-off, and I had no idea what I was doing. At the time, we probably had, the same 10 or a dozen flavors. The ranch, the Cajun, we were up there probably a little more, and I can't remember that far back, but we had a few flavors. I was getting sauces from like Arnold's down on 18th Street and doing a couple things, but we joined our first chicken wing cook-off, and we went to Sam's Club. And we're just walking through the aisles, and we seen like raspberry barbecue. And we're like, oh my God, my buddy's like, dude, we'll put jalapenos in it, and we'll name it Halle Berry. And we went, and they had bacon crumbles. And this is probably the best thing it could have happened to me. I was like, oh my God, we'll put this bacon in a blender. We'll shake these wings in wet ranch, and we'll sprinkle bacon all over them. And I think that the bacon ranch wing is really what got this place was known for the wings.
So how many total flavors do you guys offer now, Mike? Maybe not on a single night, because I know there's a lot, but I mean, you do on a single night. Okay, so what are the total number of flavors?
150 flavors.
150 flavors of wings.
That's crazy.
So no one else is going to even touch that, right? I mean, what are the logistics?
I actually looked it up one time, and I did find a place that said they had like 1,000 flavors, but they were like putting Fruity Pebbles on the wing. Yeah.
No one wants a Fruity Pebble wing. No, that's not going to be good.
I don't think anyone can tell. I don't know if there's anybody that sells as many chicken wings we do in a year. We pump them out. We really do pump them out.
So Odis 12, now you've been open since 2004, 2 different locations. You've expanded. You're a success, Mike. You are a success story, not only for Erie, Pennsylvania and your family, but you're doing an amazing job. But I think what makes you stand apart and your business stands apart from other restaurants is the way that you guys give back to the community and build relationships. Talk about what your philosophy is with that and why that's so important to Odis 12.
Through the years of maturing when I first started, you learn to appreciate things, other people more, whether it's the police force or teachers or anybody, a mom that their dad left, and single mothers, or, you learn to appreciate that. And I never thought I'd be in the position I'm in now. So, why not give back? I never thought I'd be here. I try to give to whoever needs it. Obviously, I can't do everybody. But we do get a lot of requests and stuff. But just important for the Erie community too. Keeping Erie strong, as we're a small city, and it's just very important to me.
How has that impacted your business, Mike? I mean, how has it made it easier, or how have those connections benefited you in your business? And what would you say to someone who wants to start a business? What would you tell them about the importance of building relationships within the community?
I would tell them, first, do your homework, obviously. People, and if you're young, it's tough. Like you said, you think you know everything when you're 26 years old, and I'm what, 40? I just turned 42 now, and I'm still learning stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to learn to respect people, talk to people the way you want to be talked to. And especially in the restaurant business, you got to be a good actor, I say. Even if you're in a bad mood or whatever, you got to treat people good. Someone can come in 150 times, have the best experience ever. And then the first time something happened wrong, they'll go on social media and blast you.
Mm-hmm.
Forget that place. I'm not going back. I learned to be very humble. In high school, I was cocky. I was the ball player, and I always did what I did to do, whatever I did to do to skim by high school. Same with college. I did whatever I can just to skim by, and I said I don't want to be like that no more. You got to really put your 110% into it, and if you want to do something, make sure you want to do it and put in the work.
That's awesome, man. And what, this pandemic hits, right? And so we know that like the National Restaurant Association says that, between 11 and 15% of all restaurants across the country are probably going to close after this because they weren't prepared with cash flow, whatever the case is. What are you doing to not only make it through the pandemic, but what are you going to do to thrive after this is over with?
Right now, luckily chicken wing prices are down, so it's helping us tremendously through this whole thing. It's helping me actually give bonuses to my employees. That's more important to me right now, is taking care of them. I'm not looking to make any profits. I mean, through this whole thing, I'm probably going to take a little loss through it, because I got to take care of them. But them keeping us open for takeout, I mean, I'm just truly blessed. I feel bad for these other restaurants that are, little mom and pop restaurants and corners that, depend on, being open and having people come in and sit down. Because, I mean, obviously, takeout food is nowhere near as good when you put it in a styrofoam container and, lets it sit for a half hour and take it to your house. And,
Yep.
But to get through this to thrive, we're just going to, get back to where we started. I feel like our customers are still going to come in. I don't know how they're going to get us back up started, if they're going to, have tables further away, maybe start with, instead of me having 150 seats, even they start with maybe 75 seats. I don't know how it's going to be. It seems like every single day it's
Changes.
a law or rule, or, wear a face mask, don't wear a face mask, just.
Yeah.
So crazy to me, but yeah, I plan on, getting back to where we left off, and hopefully continue this business to get better. Get not another location, but start building out here, and just continue to grow.
That's awesome. Tom, do you have any questions or any feedback for Mike?
Yeah. So one question that probably everybody wants to know: where's the 12 come from in Odis 12? It certainly doesn't reflect the number of flavors that you offer.
No, it was just my number growing up in sports. When I first opened up, everyone called me Odis. My last name's Miodus. My first name's Mike Miodus, and I grew up with literally 8 of my best friends were named Mike, so we all ended up getting nicknames, and they used to call me Miodus, and I say my last name's Miodus. Say, hey, Miodus. I said, well, it's Miodus, not your Otis. And then they started, I think in high school, my buddy, I don't know who started calling me just Otis, and it stuck, and it was my number growing up, my football number. So
yeah.
When I started it, I wanted everyone to come have a good time, so it was Odis 12, where everyone knows your number. But Cheers is where everyone knows your name.
Right.
That's really cool.
So yeah, so if you played sports with somebody, like, oh, you were number 32 on Central when you played high school or stuff like that. It's just a meaningful number for me.
That's very cool. And another question. So since this quarantine has gone on, how has it affected your business as far as your sales? Have you seen that be consistent, or have you seen a dip, or what?
Well, it's obviously a dip because we can't sell alcohol or slushies or and stuff like that. So we're down about 50%. Payroll's down a little bit, but yeah, we're down about 50%, and but it's keeping us afloat at least.
Yep.
That's cool. And do you have a plan coming out of this in the future here? Have you thought about that, of what things are going to look like after we get past this? Anything you can share on that?
I mean, like I said, you don't know what the future holds, and this is kind of an eye opener. Like, something like this can happen. I always was prepared for something like this. Maybe, I had money put to the side. I was actually talking to my managers all the time. They can come in, shut us down. I always got to worry about my cooks doing something right. Health board coming in. You got LCD coming in. I got to rely on, 18, 19-year-olds to ID people to serve drinks. And I always try to prepare to be shut down in something like this, but I never thought in a million years it'd come down to this, something like this.
That's awesome, man. Well, Mike, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today, man. What the lessons we learned from what Mike talked about is, number one, if you want to start a business, you got to take the risk, right? And Mike took the risk. You leap, you take the jump, you build your wings on the way down. in the future, when you have to grow, you're going to leap and do it again, and it will be a little bit easier. You won't be as scared this time to do it. And the third biggest thing that I hear from Mike is community is everything. And Mike, I loved it when I asked you, what are you doing? You didn't hesitate at all. Your immediate first thought was to your employees and the people that helped you build your business and your brand. And you are to be commended for that, man, because there are so many businesses out there today that they're looking out for ownership only or their bottom line. And you know that on the other end of this, you need your employees, man. And I want you to know that I have so much respect for you, for what you've done, for the way you impact and influence the Erie community, and for having the guts to serve 150 flavors of wings, man, in a restaurant industry that is looking to streamline and make it easier. You're making it harder, but you're doing it and you're having fun. And we just appreciate you so much. Mike, tell us what your address is and what for people to stop by, and what your phone number is, and also your web address. Why don't you share that with us real quick?
Yeah, we're 3702 West 12th here in Erie, Pennsylvania. We're in the same lot as the Harley Davidson dealership. We have an address. Our web address is odis12.com. We actually just added a new. It's called pop-up menu. It's an interactive menu. I think it's pretty cool. I've been playing with it for the last couple of days. My wife's like, I've been on my phone just trying to do different things, and at home, my kids are like, "What are you doing? You're home," and it's been kind of drawing my attention away from them. But
Yep.
yeah, it's new, man. You can go in and you can make comments. We got pictures of the food on there. Like, not everything is up and running yet for pictures wise, but I don't think we're gonna put the pictures of the wings on there and stuff like that. But you can do reviews on the page, and the next time you come in, if a lot of people, what they do, they forget about what wings they got last. Like, hey, I came in here a month ago and I got this wing and it was hot and spicy, but I'm like, well, good luck, because I don't know what you got. So I think it's pretty cool that you can come in here, you can actually get on a menu on your phone now, and click on the button, and if you got it, you can hit you liked it or write a review. It's like, hey, I can't wait to come back next time. And what happens is then we can shoot people coupons and stuff through it and everything. So it's real cool. Something
Very
new,
cool.
New technology, and I'm excited to use it. But yeah,
That's
Very
awesome.
neat.
Yeah. Well, that's Mike Miodus. And of course, don't forget to check us out, realleadershipcompany.com. And of course, you can see all of these stories of interviews we've done with successful business owners through Unstuck University, which is on our website. So make sure you check that out as well. Mike, thanks so much for joining us today on our vlog. We really appreciate it.
hey, no, thank you, and keep doing what you're doing. I see you're very successful. So I always looked up to you all through school and everything, and congratulations.
Thanks, Mike. We appreciate it, man. You guys, you have a great day.